Good evening, friends, followers, channel members. Hope you're all doing well. Had a great weekend, and I say great weekend. It's the middle of the week now, isn't it? It's Wednesday, so yeah. Hope you're all doing well and having a good time. We are in Zurich. I thought Zurich would be a great place to depart from today, given that it's been in the news quite a bit, hasn't it, today and in recent days, given current world political affairs, which we will of course stay out of on this channel. But I thought, well, yes, why not head to Zurich? It sounds like a good place to start, and of course then it also then gives us a perfect opportunity to head down with a Easyjet real world route, and that is to head down to Rome, which is of course where MKStudios have just released version 2 for Microsoft Flight Sim 24, their Rome scenery, so that we check that out as well. So get to kill two birds with one stone. We get to be politically aware, and also check out some new series. So hope you're all doing well. I can see you guys coming into the chat now. So Andrew, really sorry, Fred, there's no ATC. You'll have to listen to me drone on instead. So good evening, everyone. Sky High Aviation. Okay, not quite sure what happened there. I think we're back. I've got absolutely no explanation for that. Everything seemed absolutely fine this end. I've got all green lights here, so I don't know. Maybe YouTube had a moment. Not quite sure what happened there. It went down for about 60 seconds according to YouTube, but nothing bad happened here. Andrew Snoway on Twitch, hello. And Christian, let me know it's back. Fantastic. Dark Fur says someone's not fed the hamster. Oh, we don't talk about that, Dark. Hamster died recently. we can't say that. I'm hoping it didn't die because I didn't feed it. Yeah. David 990 is also in the chat. Hey David, good to see you as well. And Arts on Crescent, thank you for subscribing as well. Hey Andy boys, good to see you coming in too. Hope you're doing well. Is that the GPU telling me it needs updating? Do you know what, Dark? I can't even remember the last time I updated it, so you might be right. EDDF Traffic's good evening to you, sir. Hope you are doing well. I can't recall who I've got on board for the cabin crew tonight. Will it be our wonderful, lovely, professional Caroline, or is it the Insta girl? Or I can't remember what she's called. And then we've also got the one that's got a story involving Toby for everything. Hey guys, who have we got in the back tonight working on cabin crew for this flight? So yeah, I've got no idea. Let's see what.
We have Anna, Lucas, and Mia in the back working the cabin crew for this flight.
Oh, so I think that's Florian we've got tonight then. That's fantastic. And who's lead purser tonight? Hey, Commander Fraser, good to see you. Hope you're.
This is Florian Hager, the lead flight attendant for tonight's flight.
Thank you, Florian. Yes, so Say Intentions is of course our cabin crew provider for the flight. Right, should we have a look at the operational flight? In fact, you know, before we can get into that, look at the weather that we've got here in Zurich today. So winds are light and variable, obviously, because it is laden with fog. Visibility is rubbish. We've got freezing fog. Vertical visibility is awful. So yeah, it's not great. It's -3 degrees as well. So I mean, technically we could probably do with a bit of de-icing as well. Here we could probably de-ice on stand, just because if you're at the other side of the airport, there's some de-icing pads. I'm not sure there are at this side. I'd have to double check, but we might de-ice on stand. Jet 327, which airport in Rome we're flying to? We're flying to the main one, not the Ryanair one. So yeah, I forgot the name of the other one. What's the other one called? Rome. No, never fly there. Can't remember. De-icing and low visibility procedures, Christian. Yes, That's the kind of that's the kind of flight that we're going for today. Yeah, it's -3 degrees, but also that's why it's so bad as well. Look with the visibility, it's -3 degrees, but the dew point is also -3. So when the temperature and the dew point meet and are the same, then that's when you get condensation and clouds and mist and fog. So the closer they are, the more chance of cloud and fog, etc. So that's that makes sense at the moment. Alright, so let's just have a look at the operational flight plan and see what we've got on for today's flight. So we're not that heavily loaded tonight. We've got a payload of about 11, just under 11.5 tons. Takeoff weight is fine. Landing weight is obviously fine. Underloaded by over 5 tons. We've got Naples is the alternate this evening. Call sign tonight, Alpine 43 Charlie Golf. Usual cost index of 4, 37,000 feet. A little tailwind pushing us down there as well. There's no takeoff alternate shown there. To be fair, there should be. For something like this, when the weather's this bad, we should have a takeoff alternate. And, you know, to be fair, a good takeoff alternate for us here would be somewhere like it's got to be a certain distance away, so out of the weather. Yeah, you could say Basel. Basel would probably be a decent takeoff alternate tonight, or Munich. Munich would be another good shout as well. So expected to get off runway 28 and then on 16 left. That might change as well. The weather's fluctuating in Rome tonight, so it's all go this evening. Various gamer, really glad you loved the vid, and great to see you on the live stream. So thanks for coming on board as well. DC the 390 is your favourite of the Fenix family, is it? Is that right? Fantastic. A lot of people prefer the 321, to be honest. Garen, how do you get the Wing Flex McDo to work in 2024? Download the latest Simbridge software. It's available on their website, and then it should all be fine. Hey, Jams to Jam. I know I recognise your username handle from a few chats we've had on various posts and videos, etc. So good to see you on the live stream as well. Thank you for coming in. Hope you are well. And it's the Da Vinci airport that we are flying into. Andy, global shipping is running in the background as well. Not sure we'll see too much tonight, but it is running. So plug fuel is about 5.5 tons. We're going to throw more on that just in case something goes wrong at departure and we can't get back in here, of course. So Naples is the alternate. CNR is 2.4. Quick look then at the weather. What we've got in Rome, the weather in Rome is beautiful. Look, it's Cav OK. QNH there at the moment is 1003. Winds just pretty light and variable, so not concerned with that at all. The wind's looking to get up a little bit though into Naples a little bit later on, but that probably won't concern us because there's no reason for us to end up there. Quick look at the flight log. So just looking for terrain. So yeah, about 10 minutes after departure. For the first 20 minutes or so, call it the first half an hour. The first half an hour of the flight, we need to be aware of the terrain beneath us because it's going to be above 10,000 feet for decompression reasons. Actually, it's a bit further than that. 1 minute. It's much further than that. Oh no, it's not. I was looking at the wrong column. Yep, sorry. No, go back to my original half an hour or so. First half an hour of the flight, we've got terrain beneath us, so that's alright. Again, it's just something to bring into the brief, something to be aware of. Have a look at the no times then for Zurich. This is not important to us at the moment. Anything else? Engine eye shedding upon arrival by tower apron control only. Pilots are requested to report necessity for ice shedding to apron prior to engine startup or immediate when needs arise. I don't need to do that tonight. We're not actually sat with the engines haven't been sat for ages. You know, it's an Easyjet flight, short turnaround time. Aircraft runway is closed, but not whilst we're currently flying, so that's fine. Localizer 34 is suspended, so yeah, nothing there to worry about. Quick look then at Oh, now that might be, what's that? So, the runway configuration in use 34 right may be changed to configuration 16 left and several wing components from northern quadrants is for at least 10 minutes steadily below 8 knots. Okay, so again, this is just, we're actually planning on 1/6 left, so, but it might change because the winds were just getting up from the other direction. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye on what's happening there. With no ATC, so I think flight radar 24 might have to be our way forward. So the run we're actually planning on landing at is actually closed at 10 o'clock. Hopefully we can get in before that happens though, so that will be fine. And then RMP25, okay, don't need to worry about that. Cool, alright, so nothing wrong with that. That's just confirmation the weather's great for our alternates. Weather charts, so that's our flight route with the world's longest arrival start. I'll talk about that in a bit because that actually has its own dangers. And then we've got, just as we're coming in, you can see a little bit of icing maybe, but it's right on the cusp. That is confirmation of that terrain I was just talking about. We have that for the first half an hour as we climb out, flying left to right as you look at that. So yeah, there we are. Anders Nova, mate, thank you so much for the bits. And he says could use them up, mate. Thank you so much, and also of course for subscribing. Really appreciate that and your support there, Anders Norway. And yeah, very, very generous of you. Thank you so much. Okay, so in terms of the fuel then, given what we've just learned, let's just throw, we'll throw an extra ton on. That's mainly not because of where we're going. That for me is if something goes wrong here on departure and we need to go somewhere else. The reason we do that is because imagine now that the visibility here in Zurich is awful. So it's in LVPs, low visibility procedures, and that means that basically all the aircraft coming into land here are auto landing, and to do an auto land the aircraft has to be in good working order. Let's say we now take off and something breaks, radio altimeters break or something like that, something that degrades the aircraft's capability so it can no longer perform an auto land. Well, if that was to happen, we can't land here, even though we need to, we're talking a really big risk. Let's say we take off, we lose an engine, as in it stops working, not that it falls off, and then we need to get back down, you know, fairly quickly. But we can't get back in here because something else has happened and we can no longer auto land. You can actually auto land with one engine, but anyway, that's by the by. The reason we're going to throw an extra fuel is in because if we lost auto land capability, we needed to get back down quickly shortly after takeoff, then I just want to be certain that we can get to where we need to go, and we'll be fine. So there's no real risk to taking lots of fuel for the journey if everything is fine, because visibility in Rome is great. So we'll just take an extra half ton, so we'll just round it up to a nice 6 tons of fuel, and I'll tell the ground crew that will do. Super Lilo, I do still have the RTX 3060. That is it indeed. And Sheikh says flew into Zurich in real life today, was delayed by Air Force One, which was pretty cool. Oh, I bet it was. He was delayed himself though, wasn't he, after his airplane broke last night when he was meant to be on his way. So yeah. Right, I'm just telling GSX and the ground crew what we want, which is 6 tons of fuel. And hopefully we should see all that start to work shortly. I think I've got 119 people planned on board tonight. Hey Florian, if you want to start boarding then we're about to start setting up for the flight. Let cam crew know that we're good.
Acknowledged, Captain. Starting boarding now.
Perfect. And let's just check what the aircraft is set up like at the minute. So, spoilers, flaps, parking brake is on, transponder is standby, anchor pressure's in the green, ground crew are currently loading, QNH here is 1001, so we'll just set that while I'm looking at it. Let's check the standby in a minute as well. Currently on external power, pumps are off, we've got the lights on. I'm just going to brighten that up a little bit as well. We're on the nav lights, seatbelt signs are off prior to refueling. Great. Okay, so 1001 is our QNH. We'll grab that on the standby, and then we just want to check that guard frequency has been monitored, 1215, which it now is. There we go. And we then want to check the switching panel. That's fine. Thrust levers are all configured properly. Yes, they are. Engine starter selector, that's fine as well. Okay, and I'll just check the cabin lights because we'll turn the dome lights off as we're flying as well. Super, I've done several videos recently where you can actually see my graphics settings, so if you want to check those out, obviously check out those videos. And yeah, I very, very rarely change them, which is why there's not many videos of my graphics settings around, because I don't change them that often. We've got a load sheet come through, so we'll grab that and then we can use that for our performance calculations. So we've got two load sheets come through actually. Which one we're going to use? Let's take the latter one, I think. So preliminary load sheet, just accept that. So our zero fuel weight CFG is 29.7 and the takeoff weight CFG should be 28.3. Okay, so we'll get our init request in and done. Aviator, hello my friend, I'm very good, thank you. Hope you are as well. Let me bring up the operational flight plan so you guys can see that as we throw everything into the box. So, flight number, what are we? Alpine 4-3 Charlie Golf. That's a nice call sign. I don't think we've done this flight before. Cost index of 4. Temperature is -3. It's freezing. Tropo is 36311. It's not a million miles away. Let's get the latest winds in there as well. Just clear out the scratchpad messages, so they're all pulled in. IRS in it, just check they're all in agreement as well. 47272 8334. We are stand Alpha 10 this evening, and the call sign, the cruise flight level is 370, and it's -61. Little nugget of information for you. You don't need to put the minus in there when you're filling in the box because well, it knows it's not going to be plus 61 degrees at that altitude, so just pop that in there and it fills it in. Saves you a click. So then if we set up our departure, we're off 28 on Vebit 4 Whiskey, and we are arriving now. I think I need to double check this. I think if we do end up coming in on 16 left, we're coming via Exama, and I think it is let me just bring up the charts, have a look. 16 left, I think it comes in on X-ray. Sorry, I'm just checking the charts. We will look at these a little bit later on to make sure. Exama, yeah, straight on X-ray. So 16 left and X-ray. That is the Zibil 3 Alpha arrival. God, there's a lot to click through there. Zibil 3 Alpha, and we should have Exama in there. There we are. Perfect. Insert that. Okay, so the operational flight plan has got, how many miles have we got in there? 462. I've got 466 there. That's fine. We are happy with that. So next thing, I just want to check the coding. First of all, just because I've got the arrival chart up here next to me, let's just check the coding of the arrival. So 16 left. That comes in via, are we coming in via Riteb this evening? Let's have a look. Coming in via Tid2 this evening. So let's just work it back and make sure we're good. So we've got, there's Exama, then... okay. I've got Zurich and then Examer. Oh, okay. Oh, actually, we're coming in via Zurich then. So, as we're coming in via Zibil here, which is on the east, yeah, on the west. Sorry, we're coming in. It's Zurich, so it's going to be the Zurich initial approach fix to that. So we do need to go in and change that. That's why we check. Well, there we go. Now just check that our approach actually looks something like that. We can do that by going to the plan. We'll just have a quick look here. Zoom that in. Make sure it doesn't look daft. So that's the departure. That's fine. That departure looks okay. And then, yeah, that is the arrival. Cool. And it's a really fun arrival, this is, because there's terrain to think about. And if you get the shortcut, that's great. But that shortcut, if you're not careful, can take you into terrain. So you've got to be a little bit careful. Okay, so that's cool. And the distance and that still matches. Great. Happy with how that looks. So the flight plan's in. The RadNav page then in the box, let's set up. So I want the Kilo Lima Oscar to be hard tuned. We need that in case something goes wrong for the engine out procedure. I'll show you that in a moment. Okay, so onto our init B page. So our zero fuel weight for today's flight on the OFP is 53.2. Zero fuel weight CFG was 29.7. Fuel for the alternate is, let's call that 1.5 tons. And fuel planning, we're going to take 6 tons, see what it wants. Michael Eaton, mate, thank you for subscribing, hope you're doing well. And part-time PC pilot, mate, awesome name. Thank you so much for the prime sub, really appreciate that. Says he watched the latest video about 24, seriously thinking of finally making the swap, really enjoy the content. Thank you so much, my friend. Honestly, I'm not just saying it. Now would be the time, I think, that if you haven't made the jump yet and you're waiting to see when would be a good time, if you ask me now, is now a good time to do it? Yes, I would say I wouldn't have any reservations about doing it now. Certainly when we first had Flight Sim 24, then I jumped on board just because of what I do with the content creation and stuff. But if I was just enjoying a sim for my own enjoyment sort of thing, then I would have held off. Now though, I think I would make the jump. Raf Plays, mate, thank you so much for the follow as well. Connor27, good evening from Germany. I'm very well, thank you. Hope you are too. Sky High Aviation, A319. EasyJet don't have A318s. In fact, I'm not even sure anyone does anymore. I think Taram have got rid of theirs. It's only Air France, I think, regularly flying any A318s at the moment. Rick85, have I tried the Rosefire radio panel? Well, funny you should mention that, Rick. I put a post on our YouTube community post today. Rosefire have just sent me their brand new 1-to-1 scale replica of this panel down here, the weather panel, and honestly, this is a step above. You'll see, I'll do a review video on this soon, but honestly, it's a step above just from feeling it. It's heavy, it's solid. The dials, they're quite stiff, in a good way. I mean, they're not flimsy or anything like that. It feels like it belongs in a cockpit. It's not plastic stuff. It's a step above. So yeah, it's really good. Takeoff weight is going to be 59 tons. Bang on. That's fine. And we've got an extra 23 minutes of flight time there, as you can see down the bottom right. Cool. Okay, onto our performance calculations then. We should, of course, by law, do a dispatch landing calculation. I am going to skip that just for this because, well, save a little bit of time. But yeah, I know we can get in. So, but by law you do have to do one. So runway surface is dry. It's not raining here, so it is dry. Flaps 1. No need to force toga. Anti-ice will be on for our departure today. Packs will be off. Takeoff weight is 59. Bang on. And we've got 28 3. Don't miss the decimal point out of the Mach takeoff weight. Okay, so that's all brought in, and we're going to go full length, 32, 32, 37. So just fill those in. Nice. Okay, and thrust reduction acceleration, we'll get those in a moment. Flaps 1, and the flex is 66. Dragon, the flight is only about an hour and 15 in total, so yeah, not long at all. Jamster, you don't think the weather radar actually works in 2020? Does anyone know if it works in 2024? It's not simulator dependent, it's aircraft dependent. So depending on which aircraft you're flying, yes, it does work. Even here in the Fenix, it works to an extent. The biggest problem we've got with the weather in Flight Sim 20 and 24 is Zobo not sort of unlocking the API or whatever it is that they need to give to the developers to actually allow them access to whatever's creating the weather, so they can build it up correctly. So it's not that realistic, but it's there. Dragos MM2, no, not the wind, well, the wing control now, aren't they? Not wing. But I use WingFlex. I've got WingFlex hardware. All WingFlex hardware at the moment. Although I might start bringing in those Rosefire panels for their one-to-one scale replicas, because honestly, it was really good. Okay, let's have a look at the engine out stuff and just finish with the thrust reduction acceleration. Let's find that. So, what we got? Thrust reduction acceleration is 3047. 3047. Engine out 3047. And the engine out procedure. Now this is great fun. So another reason that we've got the Kilo Lima Oscar VOR hard tuned is because there is at 2.3 miles we're going to make a left turn, and we can make that left turn to 255. In real life you'd have this doing a radial, but just to speed things up, we can make that left turn to 255. Then once we are 14.5 miles away from the KLO VOR, we're going to make a right turn to Gipple. So how do we pop that in the secondary flight plan? Well, for speed, secondary flight plan, oops, we need to copy the active flight plan, then we can have the secondary flight plan. Yeah, so what we're going to do then is what we'll do is, if we pop in, let's just pop in Gipple. We can do the rest manually. But yeah, if we pop in Gipple, just here, enter the hold at Gipple, 078 right turns. And that's the hold. And then new destination will be back here. Back at Zurich. And I think they're on the ILS 16 at the minute, so we'll pop that in, no star, GIP 16, and we'll just check out what that looks like to make sure it makes some sort of sense. So there's the plan. Yeah, there we are. So straight out, I will fly the hold. We will then get to Gipple. And then there's the arrival back there as well. Okay, in fact, where is Gipple? Just check I've got that right. There we are. That looks like a mess, but honestly, it's not. There we can see is Gipple. That's where we'd take up the hold, and then we've got the arrival back in if we need it. And then we've got the go-around procedure on there as well, so that's why it looks like a mess, but we'll tidy that up now. There we are. That's probably more what you're used to seeing. Cool. Okay, so for those of you asking about the performance thing, so yeah, it is SimSmart. There's a link in the video description down below. At the moment, it's just moving on to a new server, hopefully getting ready for the web version to come for all of you guys as well. Alright, so with all that done, I think we're about ready to brief this. Then we'll get going. Alright, so let me bring up the charts and talk through what we're going to be doing, how we're going to be doing it, and that way, if I start to forget things as we go, you can pull me up on it. Just get the charts up. There we are. Okay, so first of all, let's talk about the weather. Well, yes, we are going to de-ice before we go. It's -3. We've got freezing fog, so yep, de-ice definitely needed. We'll use Type 4 as well, and that way we're covered for any holds or traffic ahead of us. So we'll do that obviously once we're sealed up. De-icing procedure, quickly just recap that. So we need to make sure the aircraft is fully sealed. We want to turn off the APU bleeds, and we want to seal the aircraft ditching button, check that that's closed, and once de-icing is finished, we have to wait 3 minutes before we get the APU bleed back on, and do not forget to untick the ditching button, otherwise that can cause great problems later on. For anyone who saw my recent video on that, you'll know why. Okay, so we will de-ice. As we are de-icing and the airport is in low visibility procedures, we're not doing single engine taxi, so we will taxi back and facing to the west, and then we'll taxi. It will be Foxtrot Alpha, and then make sure we're using the Cat 2-3 holding points for Alpha 1. And then we are straight out full length departure, and the departure itself, let me get the next chart up for you. Where are we? Runway 28, there we are. Yeah, so the departure itself is not that one. Let's try that. There we go. Yeah, Verbit 4 whiskey. So there you can see straight out left turn 2.3 miles from the Clotten VOR. That is the same as the engine out procedure, so that's worth noting that we have lost that engine. Don't worry about that first turn, because at 2.3 miles the aircraft's going to do that anyway. Then we head straight to Gipple once we are 14.5 miles away. So yeah, the initial climb out is 5,000 feet, and as we go, we've got terrain down to the south of us. There you can see MSA down below. We've spoken about the weather. Aircraft is fully functional, no terms that concern us, and the biggest threat is yeah, just make sure we follow de-icing procedures correctly. Cat 2 holding points, low visibility procedures, and terrain to the south. That I think covers everything. So let's get the APU up and running so that that can be started, and then we can get ready to go. Let's just check, is refueling finished as well? 6 tons is loaded, make sure that's balanced. Perfect. So with refueling done, they can come off, seatbelt signs can come on. Hey guys, we're nearly getting ready to push back, but just to make you aware, we will be de-icing on stand this evening. So let cabin crew know what's happening, so they're happy.
Acknowledged, Captain. Preparing for pushback and de-icing on stands.
I think QNH as well has just changed. It's now 1000. Final check that there's no air traffic control around. There is not, sadly. Never mind. Darren, 4882, good evening to you. Sky High Aviation A320, A319, worth A319 today. And Teddy, the A319 is part of the Fenix collection, so Fenix A320, and then they've also done the 319 and the 321 as well. Just check our received messages. Is this our final load sheet? Yep, there we go. So 119, 3 infants. Takeoff weight is 59. That's spot on. And takeoff CFG figures are perfect. No LMCs today. Sign off on that. Thank you very much. Cool. Right, so with that all done then, APU is now up and running. We'll leave APU bleed off for the time being because we're going to de-ice anyway. External power, that can go. And we are going to request de-icing. So I don't know if GSX is going to allow us to do de-icing before pushback actually, so let's just have a quick look. Additional services. Request de-ice. See if that works. If not, we'll just have to pretend that it does. So how are you guys all doing tonight anyway? Is anyone else flying this evening, or are you just sat chilling and enjoying an evening off? Watching the stream and letting somebody else fly you for a change. Probably get rid of that as well. So, can anyone see the de-icing trucks? How long is it going to take them to get here? It is quite foggy, if you can see out there as well. So we've got live weather on. Right, well, we are pretty much ready to go. So, cockpit prep checklist, aircraft acceptance has been completed, fuel quantity is 6 tons balanced, seatbelt signs are on. Ideas, we've got 3 nav greens, I better just check that. Yeah, we've got 3 nav greens. And the bar of QNH is 1000, which is 1380 feet. Okay, so APU is off and the panel is closed. Ditching panel is closed. Okay, so aircraft is sealed. That guy's aim is shocking. He's de-icing the floor. Rampage says he's not flying tonight, but the weekend all time long. That's the great thing at weekend, isn't it? If you're not working, you've got much more time to enjoy what it is you're doing. Anders Noah says he's just watching here. Too many kids here, so no time today. Flying most of a Norwegian, but also Vildago, and going to test the Vertical Dash 8 this weekend. Nice, very nice. I know what you mean. Kids do get in the way of flying. Is his counterpart de-icing the other wing any better? Oh, well, maybe he did a slightly better job.
De-icing and anti-icing complete. Anti-icing code is fluid type work. Concentration at 100%. I'm disconnecting. Good day.
Okay, so that's done and happy. We're going to start the timer now. We want 3 minutes before we get the APU bleed on. And then we'll get a pack on as well. So, ditching button. I mean, if anyone did see that story, can you see how easy it is to miss from the left-hand seat? Because of this big dial there. So, it is easy to see why that got missed on one flight. There we are, and that's just opening back up. Perfect. Right, let's get on Unicom. Final check that we haven't got any air traffic control with us. No, none around us. Okay. Zurich traffic Alpine 43 Charlie Golf, stand Alpha 10, pushback facing west. Alright, so beacon light is on and the transponder is on.
Cabin attendants, arm doors and cross check.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Welcome aboard Easyjet. Europe flight 408 departed.
Hey, Flyby West Impact, great to see you. Says just chilling after day working and on building your full Captain Side A320. It's much easier to do now than ever before.
Zurich traffic, Scandinavian 21 Bravo, takeoff runway 28.
Departure check completed. Bypass
Zurich traffic Swiss 21 Juliet Tango, taxi to the Easyjet Charlie 1 via Echo and Charlie Holland short runway 28.
Just whilst we're getting ready for the ground crew to taxi through each other, yeah, if you haven't done so yet, please don't forget to hit the like button on the stream if you're enjoying it.
Easy 1031, Holland short runway 28 via Alpha.
And of course, if you're a plane spotter, you can now check out our brand new Jetlog app, which is available to help you you guys log all your plane spots, build up your own logbook, track how many aircraft of each airline you've seen, and if you're into serious plane spotting, you can then even export the logbook to PDF or Excel spreadsheets if you're a hardcore plane spotter. Okay, so the before start checklist. Parking brake is on. Takeoff data is confirmed as V1 132, V2 137. Windows are closed. PEDs are on flight mode. Doors closed, armed, and our beacon light is on. And ground crew, parking brakes released. Nose wheel steering is disconnected. It's now been 3 minutes. AP bleeds on. Sky High Aviation says literally just downloaded Jetlog. It's great so far. Glad to hear that. Really glad to hear that. Okay, so engine mode selected to ignition and start engine 1.
Zurich traffic, easy 103 round 6, takeoff runway 28.
Hey, Andrew says, how's the new flight app going? Do you know what, Andrew? It's actually going. It's going pretty nicely. I think people like it. The problem with new apps is it takes a very long time for people to find them on the Play stores and things like that.
Zurich traffic, flight travel 6009, landing runway 14.
If any of you do download it or and enjoy it, please do help by leaving a review. Hopefully a positive one. Just the star review. It's a bit like YouTube, I think. The more positive star reviews it gets, the more Google pushes it up the rankings for people to see. Hey Jack, is Rome version 2 free? I don't think it's free, but it is discounted. Good start engine 1 and starting engine 2. Ground parking brakes are set.
And Zurich traffic 51 Juliet Tango crossing runway 28 on Echo, thereafter via Bravo to MSFS Charlie 1 Zurich traffic.
DC says, has our friend from the US fired all the VATSIM controllers in Zurich? They're probably all in hiding.
Disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
Good start engine 2.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
Okay, so just a flight control check. But before that, after engine start flows, so engine start is normal, APU bleed can come off, anti-ice engines is on the spoilers, zero the rudder, flaps 1, set trim. And the after start checklist. So anti-ice is on engines, ECAM status is checked, we've just got the pack 2. Then pitch trim is 28.3, rudder is neutral. Flight control check then. Full right, full left, neutral, full up, full down, neutral, rudder, full right, full left, neutral. Zurich traffic Alpine 43 Charlie Golf, taxiing now via November Foxtrot Alpha to hauling point, full length runway 28. Oh my word, look at the fog. So we're not going to be taxiing quickly in this weather, that's for sure. Let's hope the signage at this airport is good. Okay, so we've got no change to our performance. Engine out procedure is non-standard, straight out 2.3 miles, left turn, then to 255, then 14.5 miles from Kilo Lima Oscar. We take up the hold at Gippol. So just keep that speed under control. just concentrating on where we're going. Let's just continue then. So our departure is straight out, and I've got no speed restrictions on my chart. I'm pretty certain there are meant to be speed restrictions here, to be honest with you. We've got no speed restrictions on my chart. No speed restrictions in the flight database either. So straight out autopilot will be on, and that initial stop climb is 5,000 feet. The standby compass has popped out because I've probably just caught it by mistake. So get that sorted. We do need to run the tax checklist, but as it's low visibility procedures, we're not going to run the checklist whilst moving.
Traffic, Charlie, taxiing on point, runway 28 by Bravo.
Looks very eerie, doesn't it?
Well, Zurich traffic Swiss 21 Juliet Tango taxi to Park Bravo 2 via Hotel and Bravo. Zurich traffic.
So yeah, we're taxiing holding point Alpha 2 because that's the LVP holding point. So the Swiss there, I'm assuming, is going straight onto the runway. Where's the Alpha 2 hold point? Should be just here. Ah, there we go. Alpha 2. So traffic Alpine 43 Charlie Golf, holding Alpha 2 for runway 28. Okay, so the Swiss is gone. Now let's just do the taxi checklist then whilst we're holding. So flight controls have been checked. Flap setting is config 1. FMAs, we've got 132 blue, 137 magenta, climbing up blue, 1 FD2. Radar and predictive windshield there on. Engine mode selector is normal. ECAM memo, we've got takeoff no blue, and our EFB is stowed. Zurich traffic Alpine 43 Charlie Golf, lining up via Alpha 2, runway 28. Let's get all our lights on then for that.
Zurich traffic Airport from vacation runway 14 via Hotel 3.
That looks stunning in the fog, doesn't it? Absolutely amazing. Taxi, lineup checklist. So cabin is secured for takeoff. Takeoff runway is full length 28. TCAS TRA and PAX 12 off. Look at the retro Swiss Air livery.
No correction for we are taxiing up.
That did look absolutely beautiful, didn't it? Right, where's that aircraft going?
Super traffic, very good evening. Swiss Air 418 Heavy MD-11 San Echo 56 pushing back.
So it was no ATC, I'm just checking what's happening where. Okay, that's fine.
About 30 miles on.
Sir, Kilo Charlie 135, start approach runway 14, number 2 for broad.
So traffic Alpine 43 Charlie Golf, takeoff runway 28, Vebit 4 Whiskey. Okay, and take off.
Answer traffic Swiss 21 Juliet Tango behind departing Easyjet, landing up runway 28 at wait. Zurich traffic.
And flex, SRS runway, auto thrust blue. $100 knots. V1. Rotate. And the world falls away. Positive climb, gear up. Nav. Autopilot 1 engaged. Thrust climb. Climb.
It's up here. Keep your runway 16, 5000.
You were right about the chrono. I got the chrono still running, hadn't I, from de-icing. So we'll just restart that.
First traffic, contact ACS, get you ahead on short
Flap 0. Spoilers disarmed.
It's 2135, you're flying over runway 14, number 2 full approach.
I thought that departure with the fog, the lights from the other aircraft, looked fantastic. Okay. ATC is not around. So, standard pressure, thrust climb, open climb, 180 blue.
28.05.
Oh, what's happened to the engine timer? Sure, we started that when we started the engines. Anyway, spoilers, flaps, gear, lights. Ding the seatbelts, so our cabin crew are now free. We're now above MSA, so we can take the shortcut. So we'll go direct on Mido. $10,000 all lights are off. Cost index 0. Secondary flight plan copied active. RadNav page, we can clear that out.
Are you guys gonna want to hear me?
Jams to jams. So you start the timer when you start the engines, and then for takeoff you start the timer when you power up the engines to takeoff power. That is for if you end up having an engine failure and you have to use toga power. You can only run toga power for a maximum of 5 minutes or 10 minutes on one engine. Peter ATCO in the chat. Hey Peter, mate, thanks. Thanks as always for your very kind, very generous support and super chat. Says ATC is always around. Well, I'm glad you're around, Peter. You can judge our own ATC as we're having to chat to each other, those pilots with no ATC around. Okay, so let's just check. We want flight level 370 today. That's okay. That's actually the optimum as well, so that works nicely for us. Let's continue that climb. And confirm 370 blue. So happy to let the seatbelt signs come off now, I think. J-Hug Peter is your personal air traffic controller. He talks you down. Yes. There's the grass. Try to avoid it. What tree? I thought I heard on the ground there at Zurich someone flying as Air Force One, which I thought was kind of cool. I'd never do that because that means flying a Boeing aircraft. Can you imagine if Air Force One? Can you imagine if Air Force One at the moment was built by the Europeans and was an Airbus jet? That would be funny. J-Hog Peter's come and rescued you a few times. Has he picked you up out of the sea and swam you to shore? Yeah, Whizbits, that's... he wouldn't be waxing lyrical about his beautiful Air Force One then, would he? Right, well, we're out of the soup down there. Everything is looking beautiful up here. We've just left Lucerne behind us as well. Jose, thank you for subscribing. Appreciate that. Okay, so we'll get up to cruise at 37. We'll do the fuel checks. We'll check the weathers for all the alternates and en route weathers. But to be honest with you, the en route weathers look fine. It was just Zurich that was rubbish, wasn't it? Tony, am I still using TAA? Yes, I am. I'm not using DLSS. I've not updated the graphics card. I haven't updated it for ages. Perhaps I should. I'm always worried and scared about doing stuff like that because I'm very old-fashioned and I'm a firm believer in the, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it category. That's that's me. DC, have we inserted a DGAD? We've not inserted DGAD. So, for those of you who are unaware, DGAD is a waypoint which shows us sort of like the highest peak points of the Alps. I mean, to be fair, I think we're pretty much south of that from the moment we take off. Let me just... we'll just double check it though. It's a good shout, so definitely worth having a look. Let's see. DGAD in there. Can anyone remember the radial points? They are 090 and 225. Pop those in. And then if we have a look... Oh, we were very close. We're very, very close indeed. So yeah, good shout there, DC. Jamster Jam, mate, thank you so much for your £5 super chat. I really appreciate that. It's very, very generous of you. And he asked, do you think Phoenix would make any other planes besides the 19 2021? Do you know what? That is a question, Jamster, that gets asked so many times. We might do a poll on it. What aircraft should Phoenix make next? Besides the Neos, of course. They did say at one point, although it never became public until after the event, that they were looking into the 350, didn't it? But then Innobuilt kind of beat them to it. But yeah, it would be interesting. Organ Aviator, good evening to you, sir. Hope you're doing well. At 28,000 feet. Jack, you think the 330 would be good? You know what? It's not a massive... I say it's not a massive stretch. It's easy for me to sit here and say that. To say it's not a massive stretch to do such a thing, as they've got the 320 already. But I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is, because they wouldn't just copy-paste 320. They'd build it from the ground up. Dark Fury says, make a Boeing aircraft and kick the PMDG monopoly away from them. I don't get involved with Boeing and PMDG because obviously that's not my speciality. I never wanted to be one of the... I mean, looking back to when the channel started, 5 years ago, my goal was not to be a sort of a YouTuber, for the want of a better phrase. My goal was just to help people with the Airbus aircraft, and that's how the channel started. And I never wanted to be one of these sort of content creators that could turn their hand to every single aircraft, know a little bit about everything. I wanted to focus purely on what we do here, which is the A320 and, well, Airbus philosophy, if you like. So I don't get too involved with PMDG stuff, but I am getting the feeling, sort of from the community, little things that you read, that people would be quick to jump ship from PMDG aircraft if a good, decent rival came along. Is that fair? Is that fair? Am I reading the room correctly on that? Peter, you think Phoenix should make the 340? I don't think they get too many sales of that, unfortunately. Jack Hopkins, just thinking it would be nice to have a nice long-haul aircraft with a lot of the wing gear that can be used. Do you know what? It would be nice, Jack, to have that long-haul option where things could go wrong. That's one of the things I like about the Phoenix aircraft, is it lives, it breathes, it's not perfect. So, yeah. Pavel, is it possible to start a flight on the Airbus without any preparation in the McDo? Just start the engines and fly? It is, but you get a heck of a lot of alarms going off. Abil 7PK, new subscriber, mate. Thank you so much. Organ the 330-200 Rolls-Royce engines every day for you. Do you know, I always thought, let's talk about liveries, the best livery that the 330 I ever saw in real life was probably the BMI livery. I thought the A330 looked stunning in the BMI livery. I also quite liked it in the Thomas Cook livery as well, to be fair. But yeah. Oh, Whisper, thank you. Some mist in the valleys down there as well, isn't there? You can just see it. Wings of Metal, he says he's tempted by iFly. Yeah, again, I can't claim to know too much about that. You guys probably know more than me. Andreas 2K, what are my current graphic settings with the 3060? So if you go onto the YouTube channel, mate, check out the videos. There are videos that I've got of this of my graphic settings with the 6030. My amazing 6030. If I ever replace it, it needs to be framed, because what a workhorse it's been for us. Jamson says he's not really using the A350 because you're literally buying A320 kit for the sim pit. Defeats the point. Fair enough. Yeah, that makes sense. At least with the 320 kit, you can probably fly 330, 340 stuff as well. Andy Boyce, I wish Phoenix would make an A330, but Amara's kind of squashed it, sadly. We all want them to make something different, don't we? Yeah. Organ, I did mean to say, what did I say? Did I say 60-30? 60-30, yeah. 30-60. I'm tired. Right, that's Macalt Star. Pipeman James says he's been practicing circuits around Newcastle in the Phoenix today. What a shambles. Sorry, Jim, that really made me chuckle. Right, that's Halt Cruise. So, let's do our stuff. There is circuit training video, Jim. Check out the circuit training video on the channel, and that will hopefully show you how to do it correctly. Right, so we'll set that to below, and we'll do our SD page check as well as Peter, our ATCO, gifts 5 Easyjet in Pilot channel memberships to the community, helping to turn the chat green. Mate, thank you so much. Peter, thank you for supporting me, and thank you for looking after my uncle when he gets lost. We both very much appreciate it. All pages look grand. Right, I'm going to do a fuel check then next. Always worried people don't understand how to do the fuel check, because I kind of just zip through it, but if you want me to slow this down at all, then do let me know. So we took off with 6 tons. Total plug fuel was about 5.5 tons, so we took half a ton extra. Plus the contingency, that is 200 kilograms, so that is in total 0.7 tons extra. We've just passed Odina, so if we have a look at our flight log, we should have had 3.7 tons, add in the 0.7 tons extra that we've got. We should have about 4.4 tons of fuel, and we've actually got 4.5, so yeah, we're fine. And Jordan, also gifting a channel membership as well. Jordan, mate, thank you so much. And it is such a great way to support me and the channel, but also bring others into this amazing community. So thank you so much, guys, Peter and Jordan, for that. Really do appreciate it. So Peter, it's 26. Is this the year where we're going to do an all things ATC stream? Peter, do you know what we need to do? Yeah, not sure if you've got my email address. You probably got me on Discord anyway, mate. Get in touch, mate. We will definitely have to do. We will definitely have to do something. And you know, also covering simple mistakes that people can make as well, one on the VATSIM network or IVAO, of course, so we can help people avoid those mistakes. I think it'd be a very good topic to cover. as well. Hey Jordan, I am doing amazingly well. I hope you are too. So we've got Milan just down there. Someone's asking where we were. Milan is it's somewhere. Yeah, got Milan down there. I've not got all my custom views set up properly on this aircraft, so my apologies. I can't give you a better view than that of Milan, but yeah, it's down there. We've got Malpensa just behind us as well. Whizbits, mate, thank you so much for the tip. That is really, really kind of you, and very, very much appreciated. Thank you so much. So we're live tonight, and for those of you who aren't aware yet, we've finally, after 5 years, we've got a streaming schedule. So that's on the Discord server, which you can check out. So we're live tonight, and we're live tomorrow night as well. So come back and join us tomorrow night as well. Andy, any chance I could show you how to change the QNH to the right number before you push for local pressure, please? Oh yeah, well, we'll do that now then, shall we? So let's get the weather for... we'll get the weather for Milan. Not Milan. We're not going to Milan. Not much point in that. We'll get the weather for Rome. So let's do that now. Current Rome weather is... there. So winds are 350 at 2. It is cav okay. And temperature is +8. QNH is 1002. So I'm going to preset 1002 now. So whilst we're on standard pressure, it's actually very, very easy to do this. It's probably it's quite similar to the Boeing, but basically push it back to normal pressure. You'll get the C major chord, the ding you can hear in the background, because the aircraft goes, oh my god, what have you done? We're now not where we need to be, and it's flashing at you. So you set the QNH, which we've just said is 1002, and then you just pull it back to standard pressure. Now when you push for local pressure, it's there and it's ready waiting for you, and you can do the same here as well on the standby gauge. So that's it. That's all done. Okay, so let's just get en route weather as well. Paths too steep ahead. Do you know, could someone be really kind, jump on flight radar 24, because we've got no air traffic control in Rome this evening. Could someone just check out what runways they're currently using in Rome? I reckon we can probably jump in on 16 right, which would be good. If they're using the 16s, then we can probably jump in on 16 right, and we'll reconfigure that. Hubble 747, they're using 16 left. It's just because we are coming from the right, so where's the mic button gone? There we go. As we're coming in from the right, so 320 master, 16 left, 16 right. Yeah, so if I can just bring the chart up here, all right as well. Yeah, because as we're coming in, instrument approaches, arrivals, on-up stars, 16 right. Let's have a look at this. Yeah, so I reckon we're coming on the Zibble. If we're coming on Zibble 3 Alpha, Suvok and 16 right. Yeah, so let's just replan that. Normally landing is 16 left, yeah, but they do use 16 right, and it's not that busy tonight, so I reckon we can get in on that. So we're going to change it. 16 right Zulu. Still the same star, and the Suvok is the arrival. So let's now pop that in, check that out. Venkat 4 says both are news. Thank you very much. This is why I love flying with you guys. It's like having my it's like having 100 FOs. There we go. That is exactly what I wanted to see. Perfect. Now, do we be a good boy and fly the entire procedure? do we? Heck, we will probably take the shortcut. But in order to take the shortcut, of course, then we need to be below the profile. Before we can say, is that okay, we need to check there's not a great big whopping hill here. Because the idea would be go Paul to 426. So let's have a look. Can we do Gopal 426? And let's see, 1715. Let's just go check MSA. MSA is 5.8 around here. 3.1. So yeah, you can, it's safe enough. A lot of the terrain is more over this side here, look. And this is where it can be a bit dangerous. If you're told you can sort of leave Riteb and fly direct Exama, that's great. But you want to be very careful of the big hills here, and not end up flying into them. So yeah, I think we can plan for a shortcut. We'll get below the profile, and there is a hard constraint there though. So we'll go down. We'll expect 150 there, and then we'll vector ourselves in down here. We'll also get ourselves nice and slow as well, and that will help. So yeah. Whisper, does it not depend on which terminal? No, the terminal's got absolutely nothing to do with it. If it means you get a long taxi, it's tough. Just ask those who land in Madrid or Amsterdam. Oh, Whisper, can we take the option? No. Hey Sam, so the 97% loading issue, lots of us had that for quite a while. I'm sure they did. Enzino, he says he's based in Rome. Easyjet usually always land on 60 left because of the shipping destinations. They always park in the area 300 parking stands. I mean, that's a fair point. There is a Suvok transition as well. I don't mind it being complicated. That's of no consequence. That's just fun. Jordan, I'm no longer using Navigraph. Well, I try and keep it real, and EasyJet are on Lido, so yeah, trying to keep it realistic. I am actually just looking at some of the real routes for this. Yeah, EasyJet always do get squeezed on 16 left. Alright, we'll go back. It's fine. It's fine. $16 left X-ray, we'll go with the initial plan. Star is the same. And just double check. There we go. Peter, we could do a small wide as ATC Yell at me series. Would that be a small series? Enzino, yeah, I mean, what are the 300 stands? I'm sure a while back, EasyJet didn't. I was trying to bring up the chart years ago, but I am going back a few years. They parked, I'm almost certain they parked on, hang on, let me see if I can find it. They parked, I'm sure they've parked over here before in the past. But yeah, now we're just bumped over here. Terminal 1. Which is cool, that's fine. Right, we're nearly halfway there then. Equitime point coming up. Whizbits, is there a cost difference in the real world between the two charts? It just, different airlines have different deals with different companies. So, yeah, it's whichever one. Lido, I believe, is it Lufthansa owned, Lido? So it's European, isn't it? Julo Sim, why would I never use Navgraph? Oh, I still use Navgraph for their nav data, definitely. So it's just the charts. We just want to use the Lido charts just because we're familiar with them. No ADC required. Good. Yeah, and you know that's what I was thinking. So obviously we're Alpine tonight, so we're EasyJet Europe, but normally I'd be EasyJet UK. Minimums Nick, the Lido charts, believe it or not, they're free. They are included in Flight Sim 24 for free. So all those charts are what you're seeing for free, yeah. Which is incredible, isn't it? That is a gorgeous view down there. Look at that. Okay, so let's start having a look at the brief. Before we do, Commander Fraser, have you noticed in Flight Sim 24 that the approaching runway lights are barely visible during daytime? For the bot is they get gradually weaker the more brighter and dawn. Pappies are unaffected. So it makes the first thing you see in bad conditions the pappies and not the approach lights. I've not actually noticed that. No. Okay, so let's go through and set everything up. The flight plan then, let me get the arrival chart up. We just want to check the coding for this, make sure it is accurate. So, get that on screen. So we're coming in here at Zibble. So, Zibble, Iplex, Kixum, Iruzu. I'm not making it, I just make these up. Kipap. And then going all the way around, left, right, left, right, left, right, dogleg approaches, and then Suvok 4,000 feet at 200. That's actually about 5,000 feet at Suvok there. Okay, and then from Suvok, just get the next chart up. One 6 left. From Suvok, 4,000, and Ogzeru is where we'll pick up the localizer. Perfect. Okay, so how are we going to fly the approach? Let me just get back to the original chart. And then we can see that. Okay, so the plan will be, so it's a converging start, so I'm happy to take some shortcuts, but we need to just respect the flight levels. So the plan will be just checking out the MSAs there. MSA is 4.6, is probably the lowest one we're going to encounter in this area here, so I'm happy to come down, and then what we'll probably look at doing is we will still sort of go Iplex direct to 426, so we'll get nice low down, low on the profile. We'll also hold the speed back as well, so we can afford to get down. Probably need to kill some fairies if we're going to make it, to be fair. And then so we'll green dot it really from Gopal, and then that will give us the ability to get down, and then 4,000 at Suvok. We want flaps 1 probably before Suvok to help us, and then as soon as we leave Suvok then and pick up the localizer and glide slope, it's going to be flaps 2, just so we've got that extra drag out for us. Let's get the next chart up so we can get the details of the localizer chart. Where are you? There you are. That's not the right one. ILS localizer, 16 right, 16 right, 16 left. Yeah, okay, so this is the chart we want here. So then, for this, it's a normal 3-degree approach. It's a really wide runway at night time, so keep on those pappies. Don't fall into the trap of the wide runway, leading you to believe that you're too low. Then minimums. Let's fill these in. Minimums, we've got good visibility here, so it's obviously Cat 1 stuff. 290 are our minimums. Config 3, we'll go with config 3 for that. Where are we? Gigs and Suvox, those areas often given. That actually is, that was actually what I was going to do, because it just makes sense. Particularly this time of night when there's bugger all happening. QNH 1002. The temperature, the wind's 350 at 2. 350 at 2. Should we try popping that in the winds and not the temperature? Temperature is 8 degrees. Okay, so VAT 134, VLS is 129. Clean speed 216, that's fine. We're on a little baby bus tonight. Platform altitude is 2,500 feet. And we will be vacating to the right. We vacate, we carry on, and then if HEC were there, then we'd stop and they'd be able to tell us where we're going. But I think we'll have to make that up tonight as it is. Okay, so the go-round procedure is a left-hand turn, almost pretty much straight away. 450 feet, left-hand turn, flaps 1, no more than flaps 1, and then we're headed back to the CMP VO1, I think it is, isn't it? Yeah, where we take up that hold 4,000 feet. The initial climb altitude is 2,000 feet. Yeah, so there's a big threat. That is a low go-around altitude. Just checking. Yeah, so 2,000 feet, the initial climb altitude for the go-around altitude. So just making notes of these. And we've got minimum speed as well. Captain, is there no way you can get Jefferson charts for free? I think you get some old ones just by Googling different airports and such, but no. Minimums, is Jetlog available on the App Store? No, afraid not, my friend. It is only available on the Play Store at the moment. I promise you I'm working on it. But yeah, for any plane spotters out there, do check out the link video description, download Jetlog, have a little play with it, and yeah, if you are a plane spotter, then it's your it's the perfect app. The database is updated weekly, so it stays ahead of books, because they're out of date, aren't they, the moment they're printed, sadly. And if you prefer spotting and having doing it, really seriously with Excel spreadsheets and stuff like that of all your spots, well, you can export Excel spreadsheet style from the app as well, so keeps your logbook up to date. A lot easier to take a phone with you than it is a laptop. Plus which, I sometimes just sit in the garden, see them flying over, and I count that as a spot. Dot spotting, I think they call that, isn't it? Dot spotting, because you're not up close. So I'm just going back up the chat, sorry. MH, can you use the LiDAR charts in Flight Sim 2020? No, you can't. It's only in Flight Sim 24. So I reckon we should be on the ground at oh, that's alright, not much past 9 o'clock. That's fine. Hey Florian, just to keep you updated, we should be on the ground in about 30 minutes, I think. He's gone to sleep.
Acknowledge the cabin. Preparing for arrival in 30 minutes.
Oh no, is there? Tell you what, I'm having real trouble with one of my eyes, my left hand eye at the minute. It's anyone ever had this? You know, I've had a cold recently. I wake up, my eye is hazy, and it clears after about 10 minutes. And it's just doing it again now while I'm tired. Keep trying to blink and clear it. It's like I'm trying to look through my my car's windscreen in a morning when it's all misted up. Could make for an interesting landing. Easyjet says you can use the charts in 2020 when you use the site flight planner in 24. Can you? I mean, I've never tried it, obviously, because I'm on Flight Sim 24. Aduma on Twitch. Do I still have the same PC specs? Yes. I need to update the Twitch profile. Because really kind of you guys. We're actually getting quite a few followers on Twitch now. We were never ever really that big on Twitch, but it slowly seems to be growing, so I probably do need to work on that. Right, let's start heading down. So, thrust idle, over descent, and 180 blue to begin with. And do you know what? I'm going to pull speed, and I'm going to wind that up 260. I'll probably increase that in a little bit as well. I just want to, as we said, we're going to try and get underneath the profile a little bit, just so we can get that shortcut in. Looking forward to the summer coming, having some daylight in our evening streams. And so the new scenery that we're flying into, Rome from MKStudios, a reminder of course that you can use our Contrail discount code here down on the bottom, so write that down. Also, we've reset it for 2026, so it is a one-time use code only, the discount code on screen at the moment. However, if you have used it previously last year, you can now use it again this year. One-time use only, so spend it wisely, and obviously it'll save you some money, and as it gets you 10% off, save it for a bulk big purchase, and then you're saving more money then, aren't you? But yeah, definitely worth scribble that code down and use it the next time you go Sim Airport shopping. Mind you, there's plenty of other things as well you can get on the Contrail store, things like I think you get Rex Atmos as well on there. Just keeping that speed up. John, can I recommend any rudder pedals? Well, I've got the Thrustmaster pendulum rudder pedals, which are great. They're not cheap, but they are fantastic. Day Gamer, thank you for joining us. So we're getting nice and low on that profile now, which is what we're after. To just help us a little bit. Let's get in the airport. 16 left. And get a 9 mile radius along that. That's 3,000 feet. Then once we cross that, that'll get us nicely on the glide path. Oh, there you go. That's great to see that you watch YouTube, our YouTube videos as well. I appreciate that. So we're currently about, well, we're about 1,900 feet below the profile. That'll give us time to slow down. Yeah, Jordan, she would kill you if you bought them, but I bet if she bought a £500 handbag, that'd be fine. I forget which airport I was with the wife a couple of years back. I might have been Doha, and we were having a look around. Obviously, you know, the duty free. And I forget which brand it was, maybe Louis Vuitton or something like that, a bag. And oh my god, the prices. And she's like, this is amazing. Could just get that. Look how good this is. Look, Gavin, look how amazing this is. Look, it's got I can put all my stuff in this and it looks beautiful. I said, I've got a Tesco carrier bag at home. It does the same job. And it only cost 40 pence. Jordan, you haven't told her how much the new PC was yet. Not sure I will either. Have you got life insurance, Jordan? She doesn't watch YouTube, I'm guessing. Nick, did my ass pop out of the head when I saw the Louis Vuitton handbag? I don't know. Us guys, we drool over hardware and aircraft and stuff like that. Women, they like the handbags. It's fine. Jordan, I'm definitely not telling my wife I have life insurance. Andy Boy says some things are best left unsaid. Yes, like the price of your latest hardware purchase. Right, 20,000 feet. Transition altitude here as well is 6,000 feet. Final check, there's no ATC, which there's not. Although Roam Radar's online. Are they? Oh no, they're not. It's southern Italy. It's not. Forget that. Jake, great question. He asks, when do you use flaps 3? When do you not use flaps 3? Okay, so recent standard operating procedures for the Orange airline have just changed. Flaps 3 is now the norm. Yeah, so flaps 3 is now the norm. Flight level 90 blue. You can't use flaps 3 if that means you're going to be travelling too fast for that runway to land on. But we're a dinky little jet landing on a massive runway, so we're fine today. Peter, if I'm buying stuff for flight simming, I burn my hard-earned cash on gas. It's far too much, Peter. Far too much. Right, so this then is the start of the approach. All looks very nice and calm down there. So our plan then is to go from Gixham, and we're going to go direct from Gixham to Zurich. And that should work very well for us. Captain Pierce, yes you can. In fact, we've done it already on our plan today, look. So I've got a 9-mile radius ring around our arrival runway threshold, so I know I want to be 3,000 feet here, and that'll give us the ILS perfectly. Minimum seat, we are on VATSIM, yes. Yes we are. Seatbelt signs on. It's time to start concentrating now.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Zurich. We will need flight attendant. Kindly ask you to the seats.
And we'll push for managed speed. And Peter gifting another 10 Easyjet Sim Pilot memberships to our ever-growing community. Peter, you are an absolute channel legend. Please, mate, you have to get in touch so that we can do this ATC video. I'm sure we'll have a great time doing it as well. So, actual track miles we've got left is about 80, which is insane. We're not going to be doing 80 track miles. We're going to take that shortcut, and we're going to get straight in there. Quick check on the temperature. Yeah, we can see we're now building up on some cloud layers. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the anti-ice on. And now we're going to go direct Zurich. And let's continue that descent. And it's going to be 3,000 feet. Local pressure 1003. And this is where the spoilers come out. And the approach checklist. So, bar FQNH is 1003, seatbelt signs are on, minimums 290, auto brake is not required, not on this runway, and engine mode selector is normal, EFP is stowed.
We are down on the island west left. We are 7 minutes till 9 final.
Okay, we're going to activate the approach phase. Landing system is on. 10,000 feet, lights on. Quick look as well. Let's see what traffic we've got around us. Oh, we're not going to get in anybody's way. We're kind of, there's 2 or 3 aircraft ahead of us. That's not going to affect us. India Fox Lima Lima identified.
India Charlie, Sierra Golf. We have visual on board traffic. We're just going to slow down a little bit. With second traffic, we're probably going to intersect, so. No worries. I think it should be good.
So I am just monitoring everything at the moment because there's some of that traffic in front of us, which is fine. Let's start slowing down a bit more then, because just for a little bit of spacing. So we're going to go flaps 1, speeds checked. Flaps 1, spoilers away.
So yeah, we are 16 left, but we are on app, so we're coming from...
and speed 180.
So we have the traffic, we're on your 3 o'clock.
So we're about 30 miles away at the minute. And we have just slowed down for some for that traffic beneath us, look. Now we've reached the speed 180, we'll continue to head down again. And now you can see the little level off arrow just coming in here. I want to see that level off arrow come to about here. If it doesn't, then I might just wind the speed up 10 knots. Just to pitch the aircraft down slightly. We're good on the MSA. And that should work for us now, looking at that. We're below the clouds as well, so I don't think anti-ice is a factor anymore. We'll get rid of that. And there you can just see actually the glide slope, the ILS, it's all just come to life on the primary flight display. So we're just slightly above that glide slope. Hope we don't have to do the glide slope procedure from above. If it looks like I'm going to suffer, I'm going to give that another 2-3 miles, see how that plays out. If not, what we'll do is we'll flaps to it, and that will help. Get that extra drag out.
79 final in each other.
Flaps 2 and gear. Although I'm just watching that level off arrow, it's not liking it, is it? Okay, so we'll hold speed 190, flaps 2, speed's checked. Flaps 2. Yeah, Oliver Taylor, there's no air traffic control around tonight, my friend, so we're having to sort of sequence ourselves in behind others. There's 3 on final at the moment. They're all very closely they're all very close to each other. So I'm sort of hanging back out the way. But there you can see runways in sight. There's lots of guys talking to each other on there, which is fine. Of course, we should make unicorn calls. I am the last in this line, though, so... Rome traffic Alpine 43 Charlie Golf is 14 miles, establishing ILS 16, left speed 180. Okay, so we've armed the approach now. Alt glide slope, lock blue, Cat 3 dual, autopilot 1 and 2. We're pretty much on that glide slope, coming down nicely. So as I said, once we've landed, it's vacating off to the right. VS 700 now, as we're pretty much on that glide slope. We're happy to hold that there. Lock star, glide slope star, yay, full house, missed approach altitude 2,000 feet set. Cabin crew, seats for landing. Do like it when you get the full house.
Cabin crew, take seats for landing.
A nice CDA as well, all the way down. Take the win.
Preparing for landing. Please ensure your seatbelts are fastened and all carry-on items are stowed. Thank you for flying Easyjet Europe.
Radio altimeter's alive. A reminder, the go around then is flaps 1, max speed 200, left hand turn, initial climb 2,000 feet. Which begins at about 400 feet, so pretty much straight away. Did I say 4,000 feet then? I meant 400 if I did. Okay, manage speed, gear down, lights on, flaps 3, speed's checked, flaps 3, spoilers armed, landing checklist. So our cabin is secured, go around altitude is 2,000 feet, ECAM memo landing no blue.
Because Golf indicated Delta, so running with that.
So next intentions is for our cabin crew, yes. Right, autopilot's off. So this is where that 60-meter wide runway can fool you a little bit. Lever sim. That's my hand on the thrust levers. Clearly they're a little bit too sensitive. Little tailwind now from the back left.
500.
Stable.
Indy Charlie, let's get your off. We're taxing
100 above.
200 via Delta, and we're going to take
Continue.
good Delta on the seat and Echo now.
Fifty, 40, 30, 20. Retard.
Okay, spoilers. Reverse screen, decel. Reverse is off. So it's a nice, very, very long runway for us today. No auto brake required. We're just going to roll off the taxiway onto the taxiway here. And then we don't stop. Big rule here in Rome, don't stop. There's usually aircraft behind you. Rome traffic, runway 16 left, vacated. So clean up our aircraft. Start the APU. Get predictive wind shear off as well. And the weather radar. Welcome to Rome. We'll have a look at the scenery as well as we taxi in. So we stay on Delta, head all the way around. Jamster, yeah, we'll check the replay out of that once we've parked up. Don't know if there's a GSX profile for this. Let's go stand 303. How is my sim so smooth, Minimums Nick? There's very little else on the PC other than flight sim stuff. I don't know if that helps. So we're going to taxi straight down here, then we're going to go left on November Golf. There's holding point Delta 3. We need to pass Delta 2. And then I think it's the second left. So that's Echo Golf. We've got Echo Alpha next. And November Golf there up on the left. Oh, I'm liking this. Lots of traffic. Look at that. This is what I like to see in airport scenery. I like vehicle traffic. No airport is ever silent. And this looks phenomenal. This looks really good. From what I've heard, it's probably one of the best MK studio airports they've ever done. So our parking stand is just down here. And I tell you what, the performance of it is very good as well. Obviously there's not loads of traffic here tonight, but there's zero stuttering or anything like that. So what do we think, guys, so far? We might take the camera around, have a little look. Maybe pull the sun up as well, see what it looks like in the daytime. Greg 911, mate, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Yeah, we've got buses, we've got cars, all zipping about. This is it. This is what helps that sim airport feel alive. It's what I want to see. That's one of the reasons I really, really liked Aerosoft's Brussels airport when that came out, if you remember. The mega airport. I tell you what, this is phenomenal. Do you know what? I might fly here again tomorrow night. Should we do Rome again tomorrow? Maybe depart from Rome. We'll go somewhere from Rome. Oh, someone has just nicked the marshal though. He's been sacked. Interesting car. Not seen one of those models before. Right. Parking brake on. So yeah, I want to have a look at this. I've not seen this airport before. This is the first time I'm seeing it with you. But at night time, certainly, that is impressive. As is this, because they're getting so many details here that we can see through the glass, which is stunning, and it's not affecting performance. So let me bring the sun up and let's have a look. There we are. So this is how it actually looks, and Rome is a massive undertaking, the airport. I mean, oh my god, there's all this stuff over here as well. There are vehicles aplenty. It is certainly an alive airport. Lots of construction going off down there. Fire engines moving around as well. Look at that. This is fantastic. This is absolutely brilliant. Now, they don't need to go into details, of course, inside buildings that the aircraft are never going to go near. That, I think, is the sign of a decent developer, because they know it would just be wasted frame rates. The Hilton Hotel, very, very nice. There is a train station as well. They haven't got running trains, have they? Some sceneries have running trains as well. I would have to sit here and wait, I think, to see. Actually, that train's moving. So... yes, they do. And Peter has just gifted another set of membership. Stop! What an absolute legend you are, Peter. Thank you so much, mate. Really, really appreciate it. I can't tell you how much. You are so generous. And I'm just bowled over by that. And this airport at the minute. They've done a cracking job. I'm firmly now a believer that, yeah, this is MKStudios' best airport so far, and they've done a lot, but how much time must it take to go in and model all this stuff? Absolutely brilliant job from MK. Brilliant stuff. And you just know that all of these gate numbers are accurate and correct. They've got people in there, they're not animated, that doesn't matter to me. Most people sat around in an airport aren't animated anyway, but it just makes the airport look alive. The biggest thing that can make an airport look alive is vehicles moving around, and it's got that. So very, very, very good. Yep. Fair play to them. That is brilliant. Cool. So guys, thank you so much. We will leave that there, and it's just an amazing view of an amazing new airport. Remember, you can get this using our special discount code from the Contrail store, link in the video description down below. A reminder as well, again, if you haven't already and you are a plane spotter, check out the brand new JetLog app. Again, link in the video description down below, so you can check that out if you want to start building up your logbook, logging the aircraft that you see in the sky above you. And I like it. It's great fun. So yeah, discount code. And of course, if you're purchasing anything from Innobuilds, if you use our affiliate link down below, that also helps support the channel. A massive thanks to everyone who's joined us tonight. Remember, we are back live again tomorrow night, so feel free to come and join us again just then. A huge shout out and thank you to everybody who has donated and supported us during our stream this evening, especially Peter and those others that helped by donating the channel memberships. Really very generous and very, very kind. Thank you so much, whether you're watching on YouTube or Twitch. Hope you've enjoyed the stream, and hopefully we'll see you again tomorrow. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much. Bye bye.